Good morning, students. Today's session is for BBA third year HR specialized student, and it is for your third HR specialization, that is for human resource development principles and practices. Today I will discuss another topic of HRD, that is need for HRD in Indian context and approaches of HRD. First, we will discuss need for HRD in Indian context. Means in this topic, today we will cover why HRD is important to Indian industry. Let me start the need for HRD in Indian context. Initially, I told you that before Industrial Revolution, there was no concept of HRD. Means before Industrial Revolution, the organization thought that human resource is not important resources for them. They thought that if they have sufficient amount of raw material, means good quality of raw material, if they have a good method for producing, good method for production, and if they have a good technology or latest technology, then they can capable to produce more quantity goods, and they can capable to capture or retain more number of customers. At that time, means before industrial revolutions, human resources uh, human resources were treated like a machines. There were no concept of humanitarian approach. Human resources is not an important resources at that time, and the industrialist or the organization treated human resources like a machines. But uh, before industrial revolution, the organization thought that if they have sufficient amount of other resources, that they can able to produce more quality, more quantity goods, and they can capable to achieve their objectives. But after industrial revolution, this concept or this scenario was changed. Means after industrial revolution, there were many industries set. So there were no concept of monopoly. The industrialist everyday faces cutthroat competitions. So after that, the industrialist or the organization realized that human resources are important resources for them, and human resource is the only resources which helps the organization to achieve its objective, and which helps the organization to survive, and that helps the organization to grow and prosper. So after industrial revolution, human resource get much importance, and after industrial revolution, the industrialists realized that the human resource is a important resource, and they realize that if they have sufficient amount of other resources, if they have if they have good quality materials, sufficient amount of raw material, they have proper technology, good method for producing the goods, but they realize that if they don't have a uh, they, if they don't have sufficient or qualitative human resource, that they cannot able to produce more quantity goods and with quality one. So after industrial revolution, the organization gives importance to the human resources, and after that the concept of HRD came into existence. So after industrial revolution, the industrialist or the organization realized that they have to manage their human resource in a proper way, in an efficient way. They should have a humanitarian approach. Human resource should not treat like a machines. They have to treat like a men, and because they are the only resources which helps the organization to achieve its objective, which helps the organization to face the competition given by other competitors. Means after industrial revolution, the concept of HRD came into existence, and the concept of HRD also takes or also gained much importance after implementation of LPG policy by Indian government. Means when Indian government introduced LPG policy, at that time there were no national boundaries for doing business. Means a developed country's business enter into developing country for trading purpose. So if these things happen, then generally at that time many MNCs were emerged. Means various multinational companies were emerged, and that gave a competition, and that creates problem for the domestic business. These MNCs provides a competition. These MNCs gave a competition or cutthroat competition to the Indian industry, to the domestic business. So The MNC came with latest technology, latest technology, proper method, qualitative raw material, and by using this thing, they can capable to attract more number of customers. So at that time, the Indian industries were affected, and they're not able to generate much customers. So they also want to means Indian industrialists also want to retain in the market. They want to survive in the market, and at that time, the survival position of domestic business also got threatened. Every day, the domestic business or the domestic industrialists face corporate competition. A global changes or a changes arises in their external environment, but the industrialists should have to adopt these changes for survival, for getting more and more number of customers. So there were a global changes, and every day the industrialist faces a faces a lot of difficulties, faces various competitions. So at that time, the industrialist of domestic industry or domestic business realized that they should have a proper HRD system. Means in Indian industry also, the Indian industry or Indian organization should have to implement the HRD concepts, HRD principles, because they realize that for meeting the global changes or for surviving in the market or facing the competition given by the MNCs, they have sufficient amount of resources, they have qualitative human resources. So for that reason, Indian industry after onwards implement various concepts, principles and practices of HRD in Indian industry. So by using the concept, by using the techniques of HRD, they can able to means Indian industry or Indian organization can able to develop the skills, knowledge, capabilities of their human resource, so that the human resource can able to do everything in a perfect manner, and the Indian industry or Indian organization can able to face the global changes, global challenges that arises in their external environment. So after industrial revolution, after introduction of LPG policy, the concept of HRD came into existence, and the concept of HRD gained much importance. So for meeting the global changes, for meeting the global challenges, Indian industry or Indian organization require talented human resources, and in Indian industry require a human resource who having a lot of potentialities, who having a lot of skills, and who having the capabilities to adopt different cultures, and who having the ability of multitasking. So after onwards, after introduction of LPG policy, the concept of or the way of doing the business is changed. Means at that time, the organization required talented human resources. Organization required the human resources which having a lot of potentialities within it. And after onwards, also the organization require to arrange continuously developmental program, so that the employees of an organization can able to develop their skills, knowledge and capabilities. They can acquire more knowledges, they can sharpen their capabilities, so that whatever the challenges given by the competitors or whatever the changes implement in the organization, they can able to adjust with that, and they can able to work well with such changes, and they can able to face the global challenges easily. So after introduction of LPG policy, the HRD concept gained much importance, because after onwards the Indian industry or Indian organization realized that they have to improve their human resources potentialities, human resources skills, knowledge and capabilities, because they thought that they realized that human resource is the only resource which helps the organization to achieve its goal, to face the global challenges and global changes. So for that reason, there is a need for HRD in Indian industry or Indian organization. So to face the cutthroat competition, to face the global challenges, generally the Indian industry or Indian organization require the concept of HRD through the instrument or through the framework of HRD. The Indian organization can able to develop the skills, knowledge, capabilities of a human resource, and through it the Indian industrialist, the Indian organization can retain more number of employees, more number of talented employees with it, so that the organization can able to survive in the market, they can able to prosper growth prosper or grow. So with liberalization of Indian economy, many changes taken place in the corporate sector. Many public sector are being sold to private hands. Many public sector are sold to private hands, and there is an increase in workload, ban on new recruitment, retrenchment of labor, and so on. Means after introduction of LPG policy, there were many changes happened in corporate sector. Means corporate sector tries to attract talented human resource, and corporate sector the company want to retain the multi-talented human resource, and the company want to retain the employee who having a lot of potentialities within it, and who having the potentialities or capability to develop their skills knowledge in future, so that that person helps the organization to facing the competition, to face the global changes. So when the public sector are sold to the private sector, after that the private sector identifies the less skilled labors, less skilled employees, and they started downsizing that employee. Means they started removing or firing that employees, because they thought that if this type of employees they have, then it is difficult for them to achieve their objective, and it is difficult for them to face the global changes or challenges. So at that time they require multi-talented people. They require the people who having the capability to work well with other culture, so and who having the capability to understand different languages, so that the organization can able to face the global challenges and global changes. So after the introduction of LPG policy, there were many changes arises in corporate sector. Means there is a increase in workload to face the global challenges, to face the global changes. The organization increases the workload of the employees, and there is ban on new recruitment, because the organization want to reduce its cost of production. Means the organization want to reduce the cost of the organization, so that they don't want to attract, they don't want to appoint more number of employees. With less employees they want to work, and they want to retain the talented candidates. They want to retain the multitasking capability employees or multi-talented employees within. So for that reason there were many changes arised after introduction of LPG policy. So with increased competition, there is a need to become cost effective and upgrade work method, technical and managerial skill, and employee motivation to face new challenges. So after this thing, means after liberalization or after introduction of LPG policy, every day the organization face a lot of competition, a lot of difficulties. So for that reason, organization required to reduce its cost of production. For producing the goods at less cost, the organization had to improve their work method, and the manager of an organization should have to improve their technical and managerial skills, and the employee should have to motivate, and employee should have to retain, the talented employee should have to retain within the organization for longer period of time. So this requires the concept of HRD. Means when the Indian industrialist or organization require the implementation of HRD concept, means after introduction of LPG policy, this concept gained much importance. Means after implementation of HRD policy, many changes arise in the private sector. Means in corporate sector, corporate sectors adopt corporate downsizing, or adopt the downsizing concept. Means they want to reduce the cost of the production, they want to faster communications. So if these things are happened, they can capable to meet the competition, they can capable to meet the global changes. So after introduction of LPG policy, the competition were increased, and the organization has to produce the goods at less cost. So for that reason it is required to reduce the cost of production, and for reducing the cost of production, the organization should have to retain the talented employees, so that they can able to produce the good quality goods at less cost. Means without wastage of anything, they can capable to produce the goods, and the manager of the organization should have to develop the technical and managerial skill within himself or herself, and the organization should have to improve the work methods. So, to cope with such changing environment to cope to adjust with the global changes to adjust with the global changes. The organization should have to implement a proper HRD system, and organizations should have to continuously review their HRD concept or HRD approaches. So after introduction of LPG policy, after introduction of liberalization things or industrial revolution, the concept of HRD came into existence. Dayal is a psychologist who said that concern for development of people has become important for two reasons. Means developing a people is important for an organization for two reasons. That is to meet the competition in business. Till now, whatever I told related to these things means whatever the competition faced by the organization, that thing can be solved if the organization having talented human resources with it. Means to meet the competition, organization required to develop the skills, knowledge, capabilities of human resource. Means if the organization having potential candidates, a talented candidates with it, then the organization can capable to meet the competition, can able to survive, and can able to grow and prosper. And second reason for developing the human resource is that to develop science, engineering, and technology. Means second reason for developing the human resource is to meet the developed science, engineering, and technology. After introduction of LPG policy, the MNCs were emerged. They came with latest technology, so they produce good quality goods at less cost. So Indian industry are bound to do such things also. Means they have to implement new changes. They have to adopt new technology. They have to run with latest engineering method, or they have to work with developed science. Means they have to implement good technology or latest technology so that they can capable to meet the competition given by the competitor. So to meet the requirement of latest technology, developed science, and good method or new engineering method, the organization should have to develop its human resource. Means if the human resource acquire various things, acquire latest skills, knowledge, and capabilities, if they sharpen their abilities, capabilities, so that they can able to work well with new changes, and they can able to work with new technology and new methods that adopted by the organization. So Dayal said that development of people is important for tourism to meet the competition in the business, and to develop the science, engineering, and to meet the requirement of developed science, engineering, and technology. So, in the opinion of Weeks in 1986, Weeks also said that the ultimate purpose of HRD is to reduce cost, improve quality, and quantity or benefit the organization. Means the ultimate or main aim of HRD is to reduce the cost of production. Means HRD's intention is to develop the skills, knowledge, capabilities of a human resource. Its intention is to develop the potentialities of a human resource so that they can able to produce everything, or they can able to perform everything in a most of effective manner, and they can able to do everything without wasting anything, so that organization's cost of production or other cost also reduced. So HRD's main intention is to reduce the cost, improve the quality and quantity, and at last the organization got benefited from HRD. Means if the employee able to develop his skills, knowledge, and capability, then the person can able to produce the goods at less cost, and the person can able to produce good quality goods, and at less time they can able to produce more quantity goods. So at last the organization can able to face the global challenges and able to meet the demand of the customer, so that at last the organization got benefited if they have proper system of HRT. So this is the need for HRD in Indian context. Means after industrial revolution, after introduction of LPG policy, the concept of HRD gained much importance. So next I will discuss another topic of HRD, that is approaches of HRD. Approaches means what? Approaches, we can say that it is a way of doing something. So approaches of HRD means what? In this topic we will discuss in what way HRD is applied or HRD is practiced. So different psychologists or different HRD experts suggest different framework for implementing the HRD program. So, in approaches of HRD, we will discuss various frameworks, various HRD frameworks given by different experts, given by different experts, and if the HRD manager applies this approach, how they how the HRD manager implement the program, and how the HRD manager develop the skills, knowledge, and capabilities of his human resources. So in approaches of HRD, we will study various frameworks of HRD. So first approaches of our first framework of HRD is that strategic HR framework approach. It was founded by Ulrich and Lake in 1990. This HRD framework was implemented by Ulrich and Lake in 1990. So the basic element of this approach, the key element of this approach are business strategy, organization capabilities, and HRD practices. Means Ulrich and Lake said that. So how the HRD program are implemented, how the HRD programs are implemented. So first the HRD manager must have to analyze the business strategy, means what action plans the business prepared to achieve the organizational objectives, what vital plans the organization prepared for achieving the organizational objectives. So after analyzing the business strategies, they said that organization or the HRD manager should have to implement various HRD practices in such a manner that the organization can capable to develop the human resources skills, knowledge, capabilities in such a way that they can able to achieve the organizational objective, they can able to achieve the strategies prepared by the organization, means they can able to work well with such objective, such strategies, and they can able to work well with the plan prepared by the organization. Means Ulrich and Lake said that first the HRD manager should have to review, should have to identify what business strategies, what are the business strategies, what are the vital plan prepared by the top management, and after identifying such things, the HRD manager should have to implement various HRD practices. Through these HRD practices, the organization can able to improve its capabilities by developing the skills, knowledge, and capabilities of its human resources. So they say that if this framework is applied or is implied by the HRD manager, then first the HRD manager should have to identify the business strategy, and after identifying such thing, he has to implement various HRD practices in such a way that the organization can able to improve its capability, so that automatically the organization can able to achieve its objective. How the organization capabilities are improved? Organization capabilities are improved by improving the skills, knowledge, capabilities of human resource, and and organizations improve their capabilities by developing the culture of the organization. And this is possible through the techniques of HRD. So this framework offers specific tools and identifies various paths through which the HRD practices can be applied by the HRD manager. So business strategy, organization capabilities, and HRD practices are the main elements of this approach. Next, I will discuss next approach of HRD, that is integrative framework approach. It was founded by Jung and Berman in 1997. It identified three paths through which HRD practices can contribute to the business performance. Means it identified, or integrated framework approach identified three things that contribute something towards the organizational objective achievement, towards the betterment of the organization, or towards the business performance. What are the three paths? Jung and Berman suggest, that is building organizational capabilities, improving employee satisfaction, and shaping the customer. Let me discuss these three parts or three elements of integrative framework approach. Jung and Berman said that first the organization should have to build a capabilities, build a suitable organization culture inside the suitable organization culture, means Jung and Berman said that it is the responsibility of HRD manager to build a organizational capabilities, to build a suitable organizational culture, so that the developed skills, knowledge, capabilities of a human resource can be utilized better, and by utilizing such things the organization can able to achieve its objective. So it gives main importance to improving the capabilities of the organization. How the capabilities of the organization is improved? Through the developed skills, knowledge and capabilities of the human resource, the organization capabilities can be improved. And after that, improving employee satisfaction. This framework suggests that if the employees are satisfied with the organization, then they are interested to exert all their potentialities, all their developed skills, knowledge and capabilities in a particular job, so that the organization capabilities can be improved. So for improving the capabilities, it is not only required to develop the skills, knowledge, capabilities or potentialities of human resource, it is required to improve the employee satisfaction, so that they can able to, so that they can interested to exert all their capabilities, all their potentialities in a particular job. And after that, shaping the customer. Here customer means what? Who is the customer here? So here customer refers to the internal customer, means employees of an organization. So Jung and Berman said that organization is required to save their customers, save their internal customer, means save their employees. Means organizations should have to provide training to employees, should have to develop the customers, should have to develop the internal customer or employees of an organization in such a way that they can capable to capable to meet the requirement of the job and future challenges of the organization, and they can able to do everything in a desired manner, and they can able to achieve the objective or achieve everything in a most effective manner. So this approach or this framework give importance to three things, that is building organizational capabilities and improving employee satisfaction, shaping customer. These are the three paths through which HRD can contribute to the business performance. Means if these things are happened in an organization, then the HRD system, such HRD concept can contribute to the business performance, means organization can able to perform better and able to achieve its objective. Next, I will discuss another approach of HRD, that is human capital appraisal approach. So let me tell you what is a human capital. So human are the general employees of an organization. Employees of an organization having a lot of skills, potentialities, and capabilities with them, and they have a lot of potentialities. They help the organization to achieve their objective, to achieve the objective in a most effective way. So whatever the skills, knowledge, and capabilities of a or potentialities of a human resource, that is the human capital. So, human capital appraisal approach was founded by Friedman in 1998. According to him, there are five stages in management of human capital. Means he said that if this approach adopted by a HRD manager, he has to develop, he has to manage the human capital in five stages or through five stages. Human capital means what? Human capital means the skills, knowledge and capabilities or the resources of a human resource, or the talents, abilities, inherent capabilities of a human resource. That is the capital to an organization, because by using these things the organization can able to achieve their or achieve its objective. So Friedman said that human capital can be managed through different stages, through five stages. What are the stages? He suggests first one is the recruitment. Means through recruitment, organization can able to attract talented, multi-skilled candidates towards the organization, and organization can able to attract the candidates who having the potentialities to develop, to grow in future, and who having the capability to meet the future requirement. So first, HRD manager gives much importance to the recruitment of the employee. He has to recruit the employee in such a way that, and he has to identify employee who having a lot of potentialities, lot of skills within it, so that the organization by using the skills can able to achieve its objective. Next one is the retention and retirement. So through the retention and retirement, human capital or human resources of an organization can be managed. Means retention means what? If the organization provide a suitable reward things, or if the organization capable to motivate its human resources, then the human resource can able to retain with the organization for longer period of time. so that the organization can take the benefit from that employee for longer period of time, and the skills, knowledge, capabilities of that person can be utilized by the organization for long period of time. So through retention, human capital or human resources can be managed, and through retirement also human resource can be managed. He said that for meeting the global challenges, the organization should have to retain talented or skilled employees. So they want to, the organization will have to recruit or have to retain the employee who are in a growth stage. Means after getting the maturity stage or after getting the declining stage, the person are not able, or the employees of an organization are not or may not capable to perform their job as previously they perform. So at that situation, the organization should have to provide retirement to that person by providing various benefits, so that the organization can able to attract new candidates, new talented candidates, or the candidate who having latest knowledge, who having much knowledge about the current scenario. So through retention and retirement, organization can able to manage its human resource. Next one is the reward performance management. Means by designing a suitable reward system, and it is the responsibility of HRD department to look after the reward systems. Means it is the only tool which motivates the human resource to retain with the organization, to exert all their potentialities in a particular job through performance appraisal. Means by providing continuously feedback to a particular person, the person can able to develop their skills, knowledge and capabilities, or by motivating or by providing or designing a suitable reward system and revising the reward system, the organization can able to use the skills, knowledge, capabilities of the talented human resource. Next one is the career development, succession planning and training. So, if the organization identifies various career path for an employee and provides various opportunity for grasping this career path, then the organization can able to utilize the skills, knowledge, and capabilities of a human resource. Means first the organization should have to identify the career path to the employee, and after that the organization should have to provide training to that employee, so that that employee can able to get some required knowledge, required capability. And after getting some level of experience, the person can able to get a higher position, and by doing these things, the organization can able to use the developed skills or inherent qualities of a human resource. Next one is the organizational structure. He also said that it is important for the organization to develop the culture, to develop the structure of the organization also. Because if the human resources capabilities, knowledge, potentialities is developed, but if the organization doesn't having any proper culture to implement this thing, then the organization is not able to utilize the develop skills, develop potentialities. So, Friedman said that if the organization want to manage its human capital, it has to go through different stages like recruitment, retention and retirement, reward performance management, career development, succession planning and training, and organizational structure. Through these stages, the organization can able to manage its human capital. Next one is the people capability maturity model. It was founded by Curtis and team in 1995 for software organizations. This model is completely available or completely required for software organization or software industry. This model's main aim is to provide guidance on how to improve the ability of a software organization. Means it provides various guidelines to the software organization to attract regarding attraction, development, motivation, retention of talented candidates, so that the software organization can able to improve its capability and can able to face the global changes. Last approaches of HRD is that HRD scorecard approach. It was founded by TV Rao in 1999. So HRD scorecard means what? HRD scorecard is a tool or measurement which measures, manage, or improve the strategic role of HR department. Means HR department plays a vital role for achieving the organizational objectives. Uh, HR department plays an important role for achieving the organizational goals. So, HRD scorecard measures what contribution HRD department provide for achieving the organizational objective, and HRD scorecard attempts to provide a link between HR operation, means what are the functions of HR operation. It create a link between various HR functions and companies or business target. Means whatever the objectives of a business that can be achieved through various HR operations, and the relation or the link can be found out through HR scorecard. Generally, managers use an HR scorecard to measure HR functions effectiveness and efficiency in producing employee behavior, which help in achieving the company's strategic goal. Means HR scorecard measures the effectiveness and efficiency that contributed by HR department to achieve the organizational or business goals. So this is all about approaches of HRD. This is all about today's class. Thank you.